friends. Today we're going to do the letter X. X for X-ray. Do you know what an X-ray is? Well, today I'm going to show you a couple of X-rays and share some books with you and a fun body picture that's really cool. It'll show you your bones. All right, here we go. Our first book is called Look Inside Your Body, X-Ray Me. Could we X-ray you? First, do you know that you have a brain? Moving, thinking, feeling, and breathing are all powered by your brain. We all have a brain. The brain sends commands along a highway of nerves to every part of your body. Let's command our tongue to stick out. Can you stick out your tongue? That's one of the things. How about if we command our fingers to wiggle? Let's use our brain. We're going to send the thoughts down to our fingers to wiggle. Good job, friends. How about our lungs? Do you know you have lungs? Our lungs are in this part of our body right here in our chest. And our lungs breathe air. Help us breathe. Your lungs filter and clean the air and they bring oxygen to your blood. So let's take a big breath in and let's blow it out. Can you feel your lungs getting bigger? Let's try it again. Put your hand on your chest and we're going to take a big breath in. Did you feel it getting bigger? Now we're going to blow it out and see if it gets smaller. Good job, friends. How about our heart? We all have a heart. It pumps the blood in our body. Your heart is as big as your fist. So make a fist. Make a fist. And our heart beats all the time. Remember, it pumps blood throughout our body. Let's place our hand in the middle of our chest and see if we can feel our heart beating. Can you feel it? Is it beating fast or slow? I think our hearts are beating the right speed for us. How about our rib cage? There are 24 ribs made of bones in your rib cage. The rib cage protects your heart and your lungs and other organs. Can you feel your ribs? If we go to our side, maybe you can feel your ribs. They might poke out a little bit. We have 24 ribs, 12 on each side. How many can you count? Then comes our stomach and our intestines. Your stomach and your intestines digest the food that you eat. Energy from food fuels your body. Your body gets rid of anything that it doesn't use. Let's pretend that we're putting our ear next to our friends' stomachs after they've eaten. Has your stomach ever growled? Does it make a rumbling noise sometimes? That's your stomach digesting the food. Then we have kidneys and a bladder. Your kidneys clean your blood, and the liquid waste your body does not need is called urine, and it's stored in your bladder. Do you ever have to go potty really bad? And maybe it makes you just feel like you have to run really fast so you don't have an accident, right? That's because your bladder is full and it needs to get rid of the urine. Then we have a pelvis. The pelvis is a large bone that connects your legs to your spine and it helps you stand up straight. The pelvic bone is connected to your hip bones. Let's put our hands on our hips. Can you put your hands on your hips? Now, if you stand up and you kick your leg, can you feel your hips move? Find out. Put your hand on your hip and kick out your leg. You can feel your hips move. That's pretty cool. What about our knees? A knee is a joint in our leg, and it connects our thigh bone to our shin bone. You can bend and stretch your legs because of tendons and muscles, and they move the bones at the knee joint. So let's place our hands on our knees. Now, what if we stand up and then squat down and stand up and squat down? You'll feel your knees. Feel your knees. They help us stand up and squat down. What about our foot? There are many small bones in your feet and many joints too. These bones and joints work together to support you and move you from place to place. Like if we tiptoe, we're using all those bones. Or run or jump. What are all the things you can do with your feet? Just think about it. Maybe you can move your toes together and almost pinch with your toes. Our feet are pretty amazing and they hold us up. This is like an X-ray of our bones. This is our skeleton. Do we have bones in our head? Yes. What about bones in our arms? Bones in our hands? And do you remember those rib bones? Here, if we look really close behind, we'll see the spine. We all have a spine. Put your hand on your back and see if you can feel your spine. You can almost feel the little bumps on your spine. Remember, we have hand bones and our pelvis bones, our hips, leg bones. These are our thigh bones and our shin bones and our feet bones. This is a pretty cool thing that we have, our body with all our bones. Would you guys like to see an X-ray? A real X-ray? Here is an X-ray of our chest. An X-ray is pretty cool. Right now, this X-ray has a piece of white paper behind it, so it helps us to be able to see what that X-ray looks like. If I move it away, you can see through this piece of X-ray film. Another thing we could do with this is we could hold it up to a window and see if we see anything different in it. Should we give that a try? Let's go hold it up to a window. Do you see how we can really see all the way through? We can see the front of our rib cage and the back of our rib cage. I have another X-ray I'm going to show you in this window. This is a bone in an arm. Do you see how these bones, they're not straight anymore. They're broke. Sometimes when we break a bone in our body, we have to wear a cast. I think they're going to have a cast for these broken bones so that it helps put them back in a line and so that they'll be able to be used, our arm or our leg. Sometimes we get to go to the doctor and the doctor might take some X-rays for us. But oftentimes when we go to the doctor, it's because we need to have a checkup. Here, the pout fish goes to the doctor. Mr. Fish woke up feeling terrible. He didn't want to get out of bed. His friend, Mr. 8, came to visit. "What's the matter?" he asked. "Are you sick?" "No," said Mr. Fish. "I'm worried about going to the doctor for my checkup today." "Checkups help you stay healthy," Mr. 8 said. "A visit to the doctor is nothing to worry about." "I know, but I can't help it," said the pout fish. "Will you come with me?" "I'd be glad to," said Mr. 8. On the way, they saw Miss Shimmer, who said doctor visits give her the shivers. "I don't like how cold the doctor's stethoscope feels on my scales," she explained. "But that's how she checks for how strong your heartbeat is," said Mr. Fish. "It's nothing to fret about." "I guess you're right," she said, and she gave him a very warm smile. Miss Clam and Miss Squid mentioned their own worries when they heard that their friend was going to the doctor. "I don't like it when the doctor weighs me on the scale," said Miss Clam. "It feels like I'm riding on a surfboard." "Is that what it feels like when we jump on the scale?" "But that's how she finds out how much you've grown," said Mr. Fish. "You shouldn't let that throw you off balance." "I guess you're right," said Miss Clam. "I don't like the crinkle of the paper on the exam table," said Mrs. Squid. "The doctor uses newspaper under each patient to help keep the exam room nice and clean," said Mr. Fish. "Good point," she said. "Squids are squeamish about sharing germs." In the waiting room at the doctor's office, Mr. Fish's pout got bigger and bigger. "I don't understand," said Mr. 8. "You've helped everyone else with their worries. What are you so nervous about?" Mr. Fish was quiet for a moment. Then he finally said what he was afraid of. "I don't like getting shots," he confessed. They made him think of sharp teeth and pointy spines. "A shot is just a little pinch and then it's over," said Mr. 8. "That's right," said the doctor as she ushered Mr. Fish into her exam room. "And the medicine in the shot helps keep you from getting sick." In the exam room, the doctor weighed Mr. Fish and measured him from the tip to his tail. She used a light to look into his eyes and throat. She took his temperature. She listened to his heartbeat. The doctor was gentle and kind, even when she gave the pout-pout fish a shot. "That wasn't bad at all," said Mr. Fish, and he asked for 2 Band-Aids. The doctor put them on, and then Mr. Fish was all done. "Do you see that fish x-ray, the fish skeleton up there? Even in the doctor's office they have them." Mr. 8 was waiting for his friend. "How did it go?" he asked. "Swimmingly well," said Mr. Fish. "A visit to the doctor is nothing to worry about," he assured a nervous-looking little fish whose turn was next. "My friend taught me that." Mr. Fish's calm words helped her feel much better. "You did a great job today," said the doctor to Mr. Fish. "We'll see you next time." "See you then," said Mr. Fish, feeling healthy, happy, and strong. On here it says, "I am brave." You guys are all so brave. We have lots of fun books that you can check out at the library. We even have this wonderful kit that can be checked out. It has the skeleton body and even the nerves and the organs that you can build the puzzle on this body. So come check out some cool things at your library. Have lots of fun and do lots of cool things this week. Remember, our letter is X. X for X-ray.